You have probably already seen the work of my next guest. Kewin Lorenzen is a professional underwater videographer, photographer, professional diver, and cave explorer, and is a spouse to none other than the world-renowned Cristina Zenato. Kevin and I talk about actual tips to becoming a good photographer, a good videographer, and of course, what it's like actually working together as a couple, particularly when you're both very good at what you do. Almost all of the video seen in here is from Kevin. You're gonna love it. You'll see why I interviewed. He's talented. And as always, I'll weigh in with an opinion of my own at the end of the video. Enjoy the show. Kevin, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
You mainly do photography, right?
Yes, that is my main passion.
And what about video?
I do video as well, especially because we do the shark courses and stuff like that. So people have the memories and then also in the caves and that stuff. So I do both, but my primary passion is photography.
Photography. So you take photographs with the very famous Cristina Zenato, and you guys are typically diving together, right?
Yes.
And you do caves. I mean, you guys are doing deep stuff. You guys are going all over the place. What most people consider like scary locations, right? So how do you balance out all the things to consider cave diving and then still do photography? Like, what's the trick?
Well, I think the thing is you have to get comfortable with cave diving first. That's the first step. And then once you're comfortable, then you can add on other steps, but you have to be comfortable first. That's the first thing. Even when you start photography, do it in the open ocean where you're comfortable first. Then you add the camera. Then if you are into cavern diving, go and do some cavern dives without the camera. Then once you're comfortable in that environment, add the camera. And then, you slowly build up.
So like a stair step.
Yeah.
So you're saying first you got to be a comfortable diver.
Absolutely.
Have you ever seen people try and get into photography that were not quite there diving?
Yes. I mean, one of the most important skills is buoyancy, right?
Right.
You want to be able to stay off the ground. You want to be able to get close to your subject. If you can't do that, then you have to wait to pick up the camera, I think.
Struggle bus, yeah. I've seen some people, whoa.
Yes, and then it just, the mystery likes company, right? And then it goes downhill from there.
Obviously, you guys dive with sharks a lot. How was that first encounter with sharks?
I mean, I've always been fascinated by sharks, so for me it was magical to actually see them in the water. When I started diving, there was nobody in my family that was divers, so I was kind of like the first one, and I just loved it.
I'm going to wind the clock back a little bit here. How did you and Cristina meet?
So I first, it's a long story, but I'll keep it.
She's right there.
I'll keep it short. Actually, I came to the island and I found her website because I was looking at some shark things that I wanted to do, and found her website, went and met her, and signed up for her shark course. At the time, I was a dive master, and I was looking to become an instructor, so I also signed up for IDC. I went back to Denmark, and I was waiting, and I kind of like got bored, and I really wanted to continue diving, so I ended up doing my IDC in Mexico instead, and then changed my plans with her to the instructor specialties and still the shark course. The guys in Mexico said, "Oh, we're going to add your IDC, your specialties as a cheaper price on top of your IDC afterwards." And I was like, okay. So then I said to Christina, okay, can we change to some of your specialties maybe? It ended up being, I did the shark course, side mount, advanced nitrox decompression, and full cave.
Wow, so you went right on up.
We spent a month together.
Okay, and that's how it started.
That's how it started.
How long ago was that?
That was 2018.
2018.
January.
What's your coping mechanism? I'm sure you deal with a lot where everybody does see you and go, hey, and
I don't have nearly what she deals with. For me, I'm not there at all. I mean, we get stuck when we walk together, right? And people want to talk to her and say hello, and we talk with them, and I don't even think about it, honestly. It's just a pleasure to talk to people that are excited, that are interested in the same thing, that have the same interest. I mean, that's
so it's fun. You enjoy it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Have you learned to just kind of like sit there because I've just in the few minutes we were here, we see people coming up to her.
Usually she's the one that talks the most, and I've always been a man of few words.
Good.
Well, she's very good with words.
What opinion do you have when you first started to now that it has done a 180 flip, totally changed?
That's a good question. So Cristina got the camera in the beginning, and then she kind of like started taking pictures of us and documenting what we were doing, especially the cave exploration and that kind of stuff. And she kept saying, hey, do you want to try to take pictures? And I was like, no, I'm good, you just take them, I was like happy having the pictures of me at the beginning. And then one day she had to do something, and she was like, please, can you just hold the camera for a second? And that was her biggest mistake. So now it's my camera. And I just fell in love with it.
Well, that works out though, especially with all the shark stuff. Because that lets you
It just makes us this perfect team now.
Yeah, it really is. So you guys clearly, it works. If you could tell everybody one trick that you guys have to having a strong relationship, what is that?
I think it's communication.
Communication.
Yeah, I think probably anybody's going to say that is in a long term. It's communication, is being able to communicate. But the thing with us is also we not just work together, we live together, we do everything together. So
yeah, you play together too.
We do everything
so
together.
Yeah.
We're always together, right?
Hey, so you guys don't get sick of each other?
Apparently not yet.
Yeah, you got to. No, I'm just kidding. When you see that, when you're together all the time, including your hobbies and everything, I mean, you got to have something that works. Something works. You know. So, and you say it's just communicating.
I think it is, yes. Well, especially if we're doing some of the projects and somebody has a concern about something, just to voice it and be honest about it, and then we talk it through, and then it just drops the stress level. Like some of the creative pictures we do together can have quite a higher level of stress in some of the things we do it.
And you're like, go down. No, go down.
But just talking it through just drops the level right away.
You're right. You know, we've actually had, we don't do the fancy stuff. We've had where she and I will be shooting a video. I'm just trying to be like, no, I want you to go a little higher up, you know, and she's like, what? And so you guys probably deal with the same stuff.
We deal with the same. So we actually do a little bit of American Sign Language that helps with that kind of stuff. So explain what it is I wanted to do, because sometimes it can be like, I don't understand. I don't see what you're seeing. So what do you mean?
What one tip would you give to people that are just learning photography mechanically? Right now, at the end of this video, they could start doing, you see people don't usually do.
I think one of the things that's not related to the diving itself is to create muscle memory of the camera.
Muscle memory of the camera.
Knowing where the settings are without having to look. So when you get that encounter with an animal that might be a short encounter, you don't have to think about where's the button for the shutter speed, where is whatever. You can.
Huge.
You just you do it and you take the picture.
Learn the muscle memory so you're not hunting down settings. Yeah, you're right, because when they come through, it's like...
Yeah, sometimes you don't have very much time. And then it's just muscle memory to get those settings and get the picture.
Now, has your opinion of sharks changed from the beginning with Cristina, from being around her to now, or did you already feel that way in the beginning?
I already felt that way, but I've gained so much more knowledge of them. I mean, in the beginning I didn't really have, so I definitely learned a lot just from diving with her, being in the water with her, seeing how she sees the animals, how she analyzes the situations.
All right, I'd love to see that one of these days. What was the most challenging thing for you guys? Have you had any where, oh, she's back, never mind.
She's back,
no. What was the most challenging thing you guys have had to do together, as far as diving goes?
I think some of the most challenging ones when we go and looking for new caves to go and dive these places that are very inaccessible. You know, we have to carry all the gear for maybe a half a mile, more, almost a mile, carry all the gear. It's hot in the Bahamas, there's thunderstorms, there's mosquitoes, you trip with all the gear and, you become irritable and almost break your ankles and still, being okay with each other and going and doing it and having fun doing it. But I think sometimes doing those things can be challenging.
So you can just, irritation levels go up and stuff like that. Okay, when you're not diving, you're not with sharks, you're not with cameras, most fun thing that you guys look forward to, just socially?
We have some very good friends. They have a restaurant, we go there every Sunday almost and have brunch with them. Sometimes we play volleyball on the beach. That's the best Sundays ever.
So Sundays?
Sundays.
What's the name of the restaurant? Can we
Stone Crab.
Stone Crab?
Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Maybe we won't say Sunday night. You're going to have people showing up looking for you.
I'll just say thank you for having me on this.
Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Just a quick reminder that coming up soon is going to be a little follow-up chaser interview with Cristina Zenato, who's standing just off camera. We're actually asked them questions both at the same time. They're both standing up there. So that's coming soon. Make sure you're subscribed or following wherever you're listening or watching this. And last but not least, my opinion is something I've said 1,000 times. I'm underscoring what Kevin said, and that is biggest mistake I see is I get a brand new diver saying, I want to do videography, I want to teach scuba, I want to do all this stuff, and my answer is you have to master this first. Same thing Kevin said is you've got to be an excellent diver before you can then add other layers to that. Your house must be in order here before you can do stuff out there. You must be an excellent diver, particularly with your buoyancy control, awareness of what's around you, your kick stroke, your fins, all that stuff. Until you get to that point, you need to not be trying to do other things. The best advice I could give, just like Kevin did, is, of course, become a good diver, then add the next thing. Just means you got to keep diving. Terrible, right? Love you all. See you on the next one.